All right, all right. Somewhere, somewhere out here, somewhere out there. You know what time it is? It's noontime. It's noontime on the East Coast. Yes, it is. Now, if you over in California, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, but hey, I have no problems with you tapping in with us. Wherever you are, go ahead and tap in and let us know where you are from. And when I say us, I mean me. Where y'all from? I'm Miss Tanya. I'm right here. I'm a Carolina girl. hmm I am. South Carolina. I'm a South Carolina girl. If you know me, if you really, really know me, one of those down south girls, one of those brown south girls. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And I got a very special thing going on Tuesdays. Yeah. I want to let some people come on and tap on in. I want to give a few people to come in, give them that opportunity. Come on in, come on in. It's lunchtime. Breathe. We're gonna breathe real soon and get the show started. If you vibe into the beat right now, this beat is an uncornelius beat. Yeah. He kind of keeps me hooked up with the tracks. Real cool, brother. So a lot of things that I work on, a lot of videos that I produce, a lot of them he provides some tracks for. I also use a lot of legacy beats. Chris Kane, another producer that I work with. Yeah, especially for me, and I love it. I love it. So you guys look on Cornelius up. He'll let you know. I see some people coming in, so we're gonna get going. You know how we start the show out? We like to get a little breath work in. This is noontime, my time. We're taking our time back. We're reclaiming our time. We're allowing this time for us. So let's take this moment to recenter. Wherever you're at, wherever you're sitting, get comfortable. Relax a little bit. Relax your shoulders. We carry a lot of tension there. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Bet you didn't realize how tight your jaw was until I mentioned that, right? All right. So we're going to do our breath work. And if you want to close your eyes, close your eyes. You can place your hands over your heart. Feel your heartbeat. You are alive. So let's do it. Here's how we breathe. We're going to inhale on the count of 4. And then we're going to hold it a few seconds. Then we're going to exhale at a count of 4 and hold that a few seconds. We're going to do that a few times. All right? Let's do it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Let's inhale again to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. How'd that feel? Feels real good, right? Take your time back. As you go into your lunchtime, do not eat under any stress. Do not eat under any type of anxiety. Just take a moment to recenter yourself. That will allow you to get better digestion. Get your mind right. Now today is special, my friends. Today is very special. Yes, it is. It is. Do you know what it is? We're going to talk about it Tuesdays. That's right. And I've got a special guest that I am going to be talking about it with. She does Keep the Faith podcast. She is a content creator like myself, a podcaster like myself. We're on the smaller side of podcasters, but we have our thing here, and she's coming in here. We've got some things that we're going to talk about. I know you know her. If you know us locally, Tori Williams with Keep the Faith podcast. How you doing, Tori?
I am doing wonderful. First of all, let me just say this. You have been doing this for the past week or a couple of weeks or so. You are doing a phenomenal job. I love this concept of keeping your camera off because you can really truly focus on what people are saying. Because a lot of times when you have the cameras on, person can be talking, another person could be moving, and you paying attention to see where the person is moving, and you missing what the person is talking and saying. So I love this concept. This is really pretty dope.
Well, you know what? You know what? The thing about it is this. I think that's what podcasts were originally supposed to be, or really are. They're audio, am I right?
Right, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I happen to be one of those persons who I'm a video girl. I'm into
Mhm.
cameras, I'm into tech gear. So I've done the video podcast, which you do a video podcast as well.
Absolutely.
And lots of people do that, but I gotta be honest, this could be for a very selfish reason, but I didn't wanna have to do all of the things that I typically do for my video podcast that I do with the Brown South Girls every day.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't, because it's a lot. Let's
It
be
is.
honest, it's a lot. It's a lot to set up, it's a lot to do, and for me in doing this, it cuts a lot of that stuff out. I don't have to kinda worry about, like you say, I don't have to worry about how I'm looking, I don't have to worry about lighting, I don't have to really worry about too much equipment other than, the very key audio components. You wanna have a good microphone, of course.
Mhm.
You wanna make sure that you have a good set of headphones, so that's something to let people know who are gonna be guests on podcasts. It's important that you guys have a good set of headphones, have a good mic, and that's all you need for something like this. Now, if you're going to get in on a video podcast like Tori and myself do, then you wanna make sure that you have your camera and your light, and we could get into some technical things of that, but that's not what we were really talking about, but at the same time, we really could talk about anything because this is Let's Talk About It. Let's Talk About It
Absolutely.
Tuesdays, you know? So
Yeah.
so let me ask you something, Tori. We
Okay.
may as well just go ahead and get on into it. We may
Okay.
as well. We've already
Okay.
breathed. And we
Mhm.
already like I said, this particular podcast, there's things we can talk about. Some of
Mhm.
the subjects are deeper subjects, or they could be considered, a little weightier subject matters, but I like light conversations as well, you know?
Mhm.
And today, we're gonna have one of those light conversations.
Okay.
Do you know this lady here?
Yes. Hey, Cynthia. And she actually started a podcast as well. And the name of her podcast is Pathway to Purpose with Cynthia. Her podcast airs on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. via Facebook and YouTube. So yes, I know Cynthia. Hey girl.
Alright, thank you for joining us. It's always good to see, uh, podcasters. I feel like everybody should have one. Everybody should have a YouTube channel. Why not?
Absolutely.
Why not? Why not? Did you watch the Oscars? I'm just gonna ask you this. I'm gonna get on into it because people are making some comments, or they have been making comments, and, I think we can talk about it too in a very, just a matter of fact way. We have opinions just like everybody else.
Oh yeah.
But but let me ask you, because I saw this. I didn't see her at the Oscars. I didn't
Mhm.
see her walk the red carpet, but I was, scrolling through these Facebook streets,
Yeah.
and I came upon Ciara.
And see, I didn't see the Oscars, but I did the same thing, scrolling through Facebook streets, and I
I
saw the post, and I was like, "Okay, all
Come on
right."
now. Come on now. Let me see if I can pull something up on screen. Let me see if I know somebody got it up, but let me find. Okay, I see People Magazine here. So we got a little fair use.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mm. Yeah.
Come on. See error.
You right. See.
Let me say something. Miss Keep the Faith podcast.
Woo. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this is necessarily something you would wear to church, but God is involved here.
Right.
She is very blessed. You
Yeah.
understand me? She
Yes.
is. Wow. See, I
Yeah.
I don't know how old Ciara is. Oh, she's 37. I see it here now. 37. Now that is risque,
Mm.
but she
Yeah.
looks good.
She
But
looks amazing, but
she
there's
looks amazing.
yeah, she looks
What have you
amazing.
been hearing? Talk to me.
I just been hearing people say, why was she dressed like that? They said, of course, she dated Future prior to, and I had to do some research because I'm like, Future, who y'all know? I'm not into the rap game. The not the newer artists. I don't know who they are. So when they talk about Future, I actually had to Google him because I didn't know who he was. I'm sorry, y'all, I didn't know who he was. So I
Mhm.
grew up Future, and they were saying that, well, of course, when she was dating Future, Future brought out a side of her that wasn't quote unquote what people would consider ladylike. And of course, when she got with Russell, married Russell, that he brought out the better side of her. So I don't know, but me personally, being a woman of faith, that's not something that I would wear. And I would be one of those people, like if I was her friend, there's ways that you can correct people, but you do it in a loving way. Because a lot of times growing up in the church, people will, especially the seasoned saints, they would correct you, but they did it in like an angry way that would make people leave the church. So if I was her friend, I would pull her to the side lovingly and tell her like, Ciara, sister, this is not it. And you're saying that you are a Christian. No, that's not it. That's just my personal opinion. That's not
Mhm.
something I would do
Mhm.
because I know I was young at one point. I was in my 20s, and I'm not, I'm a woman of faith now. I've always believed in God, but let me tell you, I didn't always have a relationship with God. And when I was
Mhm.
in my 20s, when I was in college, I ain't gonna lie, I used to do the halter tops, the
Mhm.
the booty shorts with my butt cheek hanging. I've done that. But I've grown and I'm wiser now, and some things you leave to the imagination. Now, something like that, for me personally, that's something for your husband at home. That's not something that you will wear in public. That's just my opinion. And
Right, right.
especially if you are representing the body of Christ, that's not something that you would that's just me. I don't think that it was appropriate at all. I mean, you left nothing to the imagination. Yes,
Well,
she looks amazing, but she left nothing to the imagination.
well, let me tell you something. You said quite a few things there, and I'm not a person who goes to church, so I'm not coming from a church point of view here, and that's the
Mhm.
beautiful part of people being able to have a conversation like you and I are having, because we don't have to be from the same faith or anything of that nature to have a conversation and to voice our opinions. Now, for me, uh my opinion has nothing to do with faith necessarily, you know?
Mhm.
Now it is risque, but the girl looked good. I
Mhm.
would just put that out there. She looks great, you know?
Mhm.
She looks really, really healthy. Um, for me, I would think that I would probably not choose to wear that only as a mother. I'm coming from the mother stance of that. I
Mhm.
probably wouldn't, but that's still being opinionated. I'm like, "You got it. You're not gonna have it like that forever." She's 37, And
Mhm.
I'm looking at the body fat content. I'm like, "Girl, what are you eating? What is your workout regimen?" It is really, really awesome. And she wasn't really the only one who wore, some risque things out there. There's some other girls out there who had on some very, very interesting things. So I don't know. I don't know. I say if you can do it, do it. You
But
you really can.
But you know what? I'm glad you said that about the mother aspect. And let me say the reason why I'm glad you said that because there was a time and it's probably wasn't that long ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where and of course everybody knows me. I'm not skinny. I'm a little hippie. But I wore like it was like I thought it was something simple. It was like a sundress, but because I'm hippie, you can see my curves and stuff. And I went to a my son was playing ball with some of his friends, so I went to pick him up. And unbeknownst to me, when I went in to pick him up, of course, the guys was looking at me, and it made my son very uncomfortable. So when he got in the car, he just was I was talking to him and he was really angry. And I'm like, what is wrong with him? And so my brother told me later on that he was upset because of what I had on. Because of course, I'm his mom, but he did not
Right,
appreciate his friends and the other man looking at his mom in a perverted way. So I'm glad you pointed out the mother aspect because even though her children are young, that could haunt them later in life. Like, oh, your mom's Sierra, and they'll pull, because kids can be really, really cruel. And I can
they
only
can.
imagine. My son never went into detail, but I can only imagine like they could have been saying things, inappropriate about his mother. So because I couldn't understand why he was so angry, but that what it was. He didn't tell me, but he confided in my brother, his uncle, and he told him exactly what was going on. So yeah, that plays a part as well because not only when your children are a reflection of you, but you are a reflection of your children as well. And you don't want
Mhm.
them to be disrespected about something that you may have on.
Right.
And
Right,
like I
right,
said, her
right.
kids are young, but it's y'all know how we pull the dirt out years later.
Yes, we do. We
So I
absolutely
think I
do.
think that's a great point that you made that, she had because that's the thing too. You are a mother. And that's may have an effect on your children in the long run later on in life.
Absolutely. I agree, I agree, and so, like I said, but and also, I wanna be clear. That is
Mhm,
just only in my opinion, because I don't
mhm.
know, if my body was looking like that, girl, I don't know, I might be walking around here with no clothes on.
Listen, in my 20s, I would have because I didn't like I said earlier, I didn't have a relationship with God. I probably would have because I wore some
She
I
is
wore some risky. Yeah.
37.
No,
If
I wore
you
some.
can hold it together, do you
Mm-mm,
37. Come on
mm-mm.
now.
Yeah, she looks amazing to say she had 3 was it 3 is it 3 kids? She
And a
looks now
mama.
I would give her that.
I
She looks amazing because
That's what
listen,
I'm saying.
my
I'd
son
be
might be
out there
18.
with dental floss on.
Yeah.
Serious.
Because
Maybe
I'm telling
maybe
you, my
not. That's
son
that's not my personality necessarily,
it is
but
not.
it really isn't. But I'm just here to say that,
Yeah.
listen, you got it, girl, do it. But if we I wanna show another dress that I thought was just absolutely beautiful, along with this woman here. Let me bring her up. Did you
Yeah.
see this purple dress? I know
I
you didn't
love
watch the
purple,
Oscars.
yes. I didn't see it. I didn't see the Oscars itself, but I saw a lot of people sharing that post. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so elegant." And purple is my favorite color, royalty, baby. And that's exactly what Miss Angela is. She's definitely royalty. I heard
Yes.
about the stories I heard about that because, like I said, I don't watch the Oscars. I don't watch TV a lot anyway. But from what I'm hearing, people are upset because Angela was snubbed.
Wait a minute.
That's what I heard.
You
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of people say that too. Um, they feel like she was snubbed.
Mhm.
Now, I watched. I did watch, and, the parts that, is for as long as I could stay awake. But I don't know necessarily that I feel that she was snubbed, and I know this might be unpopular for me to say,
Mhm.
especially for our culture, but I don't feel that way. I love Angela, absolutely. I mean, everything Angela does, in my opinion, is iconic. I mean, she is that. She is everything. You know, her craft, where she goes with a character is just she could win an Oscar for anything. But I don't know necessarily, or I don't feel necessarily she was snubbed for this particular role and for this movie. Did you see the movie?
What was the movie? Because like I said, I didn't watch it, so
Wakanda
I don't know.
Forever.
I have not.
Girl.
I don't even know if I should say that out loud, but I have not.
No, you
I have
should
not
see.
seen I have not seen I haven't seen the
Did you
first
see the
one.
first one? Did you see, Black Panther?
I have not.
Ooh. Yeah, well, maybe we don't need to talk about it. No.
No, talk about it.
No,
I
I'm
keep
I'm
hearing
just kidding.
no,
I
talk about it. I saw, like, the clips, but to be honest, I haven't seen the first one or the second one, so but definitely talk about it.
well, the first one, you know how iconic that movie became,
Mhm,
and, definitely worthy of that. The
mhm.
second one, I don't know necessarily. I don't wanna say any, they say if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all.
Okay,
So, really, I almost have not too many things to say about that
okay,
particular movie.
okay,
I will say it was long.
okay, okay.
I will. It was long.
So let
Um,
me ask you this question, what who was she up against, and what were some of the
Jamie Lee
moves?
Curtis. Okay, now, to be fair,
Mhm,
I saw Wakanda Forever. I didn't
mhm,
see any of the other films, and we can speak on that in a minute. But what I
okay,
do wanna say is that Jamie Lee Curtis, she's also an actress who is just a phenomenal actress. She's
mhm,
iconic. She's really legendary. So, I mean, I've gotta trust the process a little bit.
mhm,
Well, I don't know. The process is kinda crazy, but I gotta trust the process of her winning this because she's deserving. I was not upset when they, named Jamie Lee Curtis, and the first thing to come to my mind was not that Angela was snubbed because, Angela's great all the time. She really
she is,
is.
she
She
is.
really is, and I wanted to know, like, okay, why did she even get nominated for that? I mean, I don't know exactly how long she was in the movie, if it was 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't know. The movie was, like, about 2 hours, 40 minutes, almost 3 hours. I don't even know how long she was in the movie. It wasn't very long, and even if she was in there 15 minutes, she was gonna do 15 minutes of phenomenal acting, and she did.
Mhm,
I just don't necessarily feel like that was um that she had to win for that. Now, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I felt like Viola Davis should have been nominated for an Oscar for, The Woman King. I feel like Viola in The Woman King was much more of an iconic role than what we had with Wakanda Forever. And listen, people say what you want, make the comments that you want. I know everybody has their opinion, but I really think so. I really like The Woman King a lot better. Those movies came out the same, in the same year, and it almost seems like after Wakanda Forever, it almost seems like The Woman King didn't even come out. Not many people
li
talk about it.
Listen, The Woman King, I actually saw that, and I agree. Viola Davis was phenomenal. Now, me personally, I went to visit a friend of mine, and she loves The Woman King. She can watch Woman King every single day. I was like, "Girl, I'm not doing that because I don't like violence." But she was like, "Well, you visiting with me today, so that's what we're gonna watch." So that's really how I watched it. But I was squirming here and there because I don't like a lot of violence. But it was a phenomenal movie. Now I don't wanna watch it again, but it was phenomenal.
Mhm.
Viola did her thing, and I hated the part where, I can't remember the character's name, but she was really tough throughout the whole movie, but she dies in the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, she was great.
I love her character as well. That movie was good.
Listen, a few of them could have been in fact, the
Yeah.
3 main characters could
Mhm.
have been nominated for Oscars in that movie, and, like, none of them were.
Yeah.
I do not understand that. So, how can we be mad Or how could we really be upset that
Mhm.
Angela didn't win for Wakanda Forever and The Woman King got nothing? And I mean, I feel like they could have pulled like at least 3 nominees from that film at minimum,
Right.
at
Right.
minimum. You
Yeah,
know,
that was a
so
great movie.
it's all a matter of opinion, and the Oscars, and why are we mad? The Oscars is their thing.
Pretty much.
It's not ours.
It's not. It's not.
It's not ours. Now, I do understand. I do understand people might say, well, uh, that's why we should, really support the BET Awards more or the NAACP Awards more. Yes, I think we should. It's just that the Oscars has been out for what was this? Oscars 95? I mean, that's an
99.
incredible history. So
Mm.
it's gonna be difficult to get actors and people who are really serious about their craft not to look upon the history of that award and not want to be within that. But, hey, it's their thing. I'm not
Mm.
upset when we win, I celebrate. When we don't, that just rolls off of my back. No big deal.
Yeah, and
No
like you
big
and like you said, Jamie Lee Curtis is iconic as well, so
I love her.
I do too. One of my
Mhm.
favorites, and y'all, this is old school. I love her in her character, even though it's a crazy character. I love her character in Trading Places. I don't know
She's
why.
yeah, she was good in that.
I love
She's good in
her.
everything that I've actually seen her in. I love her too.
Yeah, she's very iconic. Now, there was something else I forgot to send you prior to us going live, but there's another topic I want to touch on as well. I'm not sure if you are familiar. There's a pastor out of North Carolina.
Mhm.
She's married now, so she's a Gooden now. Her name is Jamila Gooden. She's her video. She's in the headlines right now. Her video. There's some videos of her that went viral.
Gooden?
Yes, Gooden, Jamelia Gooden. Because I want to touch base. I'm curious to know how people feel about that video.
See, I don't know much about the church stuff. So
No,
you
no, no,
bring me on.
no, no,
Pastor
no.
Jamila Good.
Yeah. See, listen, you listen. If you see this video, I'm pretty sure you'll have something to say.
And what is the video about?
Okay, it's about her being in the pulpits, using
Mhm.
some colorful words in the pulpits. Um,
Now when we say colorful, because I have a rainbow of paints and crayons in my language. As much as I'm cool. Yes, I am. I like to kind of, take care of my well-being. I take that very seriously, but
yeah.
I use some color. Is it the same filth, flooring, filth that I'm thinking?
Yeah, it's some colorful words. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you may use some colorful words, but it's not like you don't use them the way some people do, like abusive, just no, you're not out there like that. Everybody's gonna say something here and there, but I feel I need you to pull up the video. Can you hold on?
Huh.
Let me see if I could pull. Let me see if I send it to you, are you able to pull it up?
Maybe, but I wanna ask you a question because I have her I looked up Jamila, Confusion. What's the name of the video or what is it on? What is it popularized on? Is it
There's actually
YouTube?
there's some videos that are on Instagram and there's some videos that are on YouTube. Now the video
Hmm.
on YouTube is called let me pull it up. The video on YouTube is called Pastor Jamila Good and Cussing. And then there's another one on YouTube that says the First Lady of Unity Charlotte International Church had words to say. Reaction pastors. Now that's a good one. That one is actually short. Now the one with her cousin, that video is a little long. It's like 15 minutes, but you can pull up the short one that says the First Lady of Unity Charlotte International Church had words to say, and it's hashtag reaction, hashtag pastors, hashtag wives. And that video is like a reaction video, but you'll get the point. Basically, that's the video I really want you
What
to pull up so
what
I can
what's that feedback? Is that me or you?
oh, you know what? That might be me. Did it stop? I had my
Yeah.
cell phone near me, so that's probably why.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Um, let's see. Passive viral cussing her haters. I see that one passage. Let me put this on screen and then you can tell me which one it is here.
Okay.
You can see on screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, you can actually. I don't see the one that I'm talking about, but just click on the one. Go back. Go back. Is that down? Go back down, and the one that in the pink. Just click on the one that's in the pink
in the
that
pink
says
right here.
yes. Just click on that one. That'll just. That's not the one that I'm talking about, but I don't even see the one that I want you to play. There's another one that's going viral.
Do you hear it? Did you hear it?
No, I can't hear it.
Okay. Me either, because I didn't actually share the audio. Um, but I think I kind of get the context of it here. It appears that she's the pastor feel like she has some haters, and she's cussing them.
But no, this is the. Let me see if I can play this. If I put it in the mic, let me see if you guys can hear it. No,
Can you
this
share your
this
screen?
let's
You
see.
should
Hold
be
on.
able to.
Can I
Just
share my
go to
screen?
yeah, go to
Hold on. Let me
present.
go to YouTube and let me pull it up. Hold on. And I started to share. I started to
Unless
send
you
it to you.
send the link to me in the chat or something. I don't know.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's see. I don't know how to send it through
Interesting.
the. I don't know how to send it through the. I don't know how to send it through the chat because I'm on my. I'm on the. I'm pulling it from my phone.
Oh, I got you. I thought you were doing it on your computer.
Let me see. See if you see what I just text you because I definitely want to know what the people say about that because and while you're trying to pull it up, I'll just say this. Being a woman of faith and even anybody that's in faith, none of us are perfect at all. But there is a place and time to do everything. And you're not
Go
are
ahead.
you
Go
No,
ahead
I
and
was
talk.
just saying there's a place and time to do everything, but when you're in the pulpit, you don't do certain things in the pulpit. And of course, pastors, we look to pastors as a higher standard. Yeah, we all sin, but the pastors are held at a higher standard because you are leading the flock. You don't want to lead the people astray, and you cannot be in the pulpit. This is just my thing, and I may get some flack by it, but there's just certain things you don't do in the pulpit. You don't use the pulpit as a tool to comfort your haters or either even if you comfort people in the congregation. You just don't do that. And I feel as if she was operating in the flesh and you don't do that when you truly this is just me speaking from a spiritual perspective. You just don't do that. Use the pulpit to comfort people like she did, operating in the flesh. You just don't do that. And I
Hmm.
was just a little disappointed, to say the least. Um,
Right.
I was just like, no, that's just
Well, I was listening to it a little bit. I'm kind of listening to it in the background here, right?
mhm,
And I see she's basically she's saying like it was hell. I hear her using the word hell,
mhm,
and she's talking about someone coming for her husband.
mhm.
Okay.
But you said, did
I,
you hear the end part?
no, I hadn't gotten that far yet. Sh but she is saying, "Uh-oh, wait, hold on, wait a minute," because I can't, I don't want to be playing people's stuff and get in trouble. But this lady
Yeah.
said, "I'm not your typical first lady." She said, "But if you see me in the streets," she said, "I fight." Okay, I had to press pause on that. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I might have to go to her church now. Wait a minute. Let me press play again.
She's in North Carolina.
Ooh, she said, "I warned you, I'm a Brooklyn chick." She said, "I ain't never changed." She said, "I'm just an anointed Brooklyn chick." Oh,
Mhm. Mhm.
oh, wow.
Right.
She said, "I'm coming for that ass." Uh-oh. I got to pause every now and again because I'm shocked.
That's what I'm
I'm shocked.
saying.
And I see she got her big QR code Zells and big PayPals
Mm.
up, behind the pulpit behind her.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
wow, Tori. I was not expecting that. You're right. Not even I would do that.
Right. Right. There's a
She need to
place and time.
breathe.
Yeah, there's a place and time for everything. But you can tell that she was operating in the flesh because when you are I can only speak from my personal experience. I've actually gone through some things when it pertained to church or whatever because not everybody's going to like you, but there's a way to handle certain things. And me personally, the way I handle things, I don't say anything at all. I may know what you said, I may know what you did, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to address you. And then when it comes to relationships, um like what she was talking about, you I wouldn't give it that type of power because at the end of the day, you don't go to that woman. That's just me. You don't go to that woman. It's now if her husband would act upon it, then there's an issue. But if he didn't say anything or he didn't feed into what the lady was trying to do, then why are you making it an issue? Now there's a
Wow.
difference now. There's a
Wow.
difference like if you're in a relationship and a female knowingly know you're in a relationship and they do something, but
Right.
that's a totally different ball game. But I just felt like that wasn't the place for that, and she
Well,
was operating in the flesh.
well, she was being honest.
She
S
was.
She said, "I'm different.
And she is.
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm that same Brooklyn I'm just anointed.
Yes.
I will come for that ass. And Imma let you know right here from the pulpit,
Yeah.
and behind me is my QR code for my Zelle and for my PayPal. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching."
Right. So I just
Wow. No, that's not something that would typically, be on my radar. I hadn't heard of that, but I have to tell you, I found that quite shocking. I have. And
Yeah.
speaking of shock, I don't know if you've heard about this, but, Debra Lee, you know who Debra Lee is, am I right?
Yes. Oh, yes. I heard about that story. Yeah.
You heard about it. What'd you hear?
Yeah.
What'd you hear? Tell me
About
what you heard.
I heard about the affair, and she wrote about it and talked about it in her tell-all book. I it caught me off guard. I wasn't ready. I was like, "What?" And the fact that, I don't even remember was his name Bob or something? What was his name?
Bob Johnson.
Bob Johnson. Yeah,
Right.
so the fact that you had an affair and when she wanted to end the affair, you threatened her job? Like,
Listen,
that's what we doing? Hmm.
listen. I
Mm.
I don't once again,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be popular with some of my opinions. They are a
Yeah.
little different. Now, I'm not like the pastor from Charlotte, she different, but I'm from South Carolina. Hear me out.
Mhm.
I've some things I think, for a long time, I often wondered why people, had secrets and you know?
Mhm.
And then when I heard about this, it made me know that some things need to just stay a secret.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't feel and especially at the age she is now, she's what, like 68 or something like that? Is she?
Something like that.
Right. I don't
Mhm.
see the importance of her sharing that. I don't
Hmm.
see the importance of her sharing that at this time because, uh, I don't know. First of all, I don't know that anyone cares. Um, I don't think anyone cares about the affairs of her or Bob Johnson for that matter, to
Right.
be honest. And when it comes to men and powerful men, I mean, let's be honest, I don't know that many of us are shocked by men having extramarital affairs. We're not. Um, but she was a full grown adult. She was married, he was married. It was a decision that they made. It to me, it seems like one thing when, you knew you're trying to, uh, establish yourself in a career or climb that corporate ladder, as they say. You might be a young, new intern, and you have people who are in positions who are making their way with you or trying to make their way with you, and you do feel a particular type of way. I'm not sure if this is that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was a little well, first of all, I was shocked about a situation, but I was trying to figure out too why expose it now.
Yeah, because I'm not sure that it is that. And guess what?
Mhm.
If it is that, which I don't feel, this just doesn't sound like that to me. She
Mhm.
was already, I don't know when she, um let's see, it was the late '80s when she kinda started with BET. I don't know, 86, 87, something like that. She was there
Yeah.
until, like, about 2018.
Mhm.
Um, she was a chairman, like, in 2005. So I don't, like I said, I don't understand why she told that. I don't know people who find that important, uh, and especially with her.
Right.
I don't. I don't know what she's trying to say. I don't know what she's trying to say in terms of feeling like her job was in jeopardy. I hope not. I hope
Yeah.
not. It appeared not, but it just wasn't news. And if she did that to sell books, I'm like, "Eh,
Yeah.
you did yourself a disservice because we thought so much of her." You look at
Right.
Debra Lee and you think of like a really classy lady who was never involved in any trashy type of scandalous type of things. She worked her way, and she did the work in her career. And if she comes and tell this story, it almost kind of makes it sound like, okay, well, did you get where you got because you slept your way up the ladder? So I'm like, ooh,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
ew. Like, why? Like, why did this not stay between you all? You already retired. It I don't know, Tori. I don't know. I don't want any woman to be in a position of feeling like they have to do any particular thing for a job. It's important for us to know what our capabilities are and have opportunities to do whatever it is we wanna do in any career field.
Absolutely. But I don't feel like it was necessary because, like you said, we thought so and I still think highly of her, but that kinda tarnished my view a little.
I think that's okay, well, that's what I'm saying because it leaves room for question. It
Yeah.
makes me question, "Okay, well, how'd you get where you needed to get? What'd you
Mhm.
do?"
Mhm.
Now, I know that the casting couch is very real in music and entertainment, but on the corporate side of it, I don't know, I didn't know. I have no idea. But,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence, Tori, and that's
Mm.
why we're talking this thing. That's why I feel like, let's talk about it, let's talk it out,
Mhm.
because where does that put us? What does that really make us feel? Because I'm not I don't want a young person to do that.
Right.
I don't.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, K Jeanette. She was saying, "Hey, ladies. Hey, K Jeanette."
You
So,
see her up there? You see her comments up there?
yeah, at the bottom. She's the very last comment. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. I don't know, Tori. Deborah messed me up with this one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking nothing of Bob,
Right.
and that could sound sexist, and if a man was saying that as a woman as women, they would probably say that's very misogynistic, but it is very true.
Mhm.
I feel like if we're gonna talk things out, we should be able to, like, talk it out, hash it out, say what's on your mind, get to what an understanding is or could be, hear someone else's point of view. It is valid, and the only reason why we're talking about this is because she put it in a book.
Right.
She put it in a book. We already had this, you know, we had this vision of her. You know, we
Mhm.
saw it, but maybe that's it too. That could be the reason. It's like, look, I'm not perfect. This is what I've done. This has happened to me. This happens, even when you're quote unquote already within a certain level of success. These things can still happen, but I just feel like for me the most confusing part could probably be the angle of it. I don't quite get the angle.
Not at all. Not at all, because and then it's in the headlines as to what happened, so you basically the details are out. Why would anybody be intrigued to read the book? I know I'm not interested in reading the book.
Yeah, I'm I
I
don't know that I
mean,
would have been interested in reading the book anyway. I
I
still
may
don't.
have, I may have, but now I don't have any interest at all because just like you said, it pretty much killed it for me. I don't want to read it.
It has, and I don't know. It's just a very I think I would have thought about this very carefully as it relates to the Me Too movement,
Mhm.
particularly because we need to protect women.
Mhm.
We do. So if that is why she did it,
Yeah.
I guess I could understand, but I still don't this something about this just doesn't fit in. Something about it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like this wasn't the thing to tell, girl. This wasn't it. This
Yeah.
wasn't it.
Some things.
I don't see this having advanced or hinder her career. Like I said, they were both married at the time. This was consensual.
Mhm.
She said that, so I what? I don't get it.
Yeah. And it's like you know how you look at some people. I know I do sometimes, even though you shouldn't, but there's certain people you put on a pedestal and you don't expect them to do anything wrong. And that's how I looked at her. I looked at her as one of those people that got it right, worked her way to the top. She's successful. She did everything she needed to do to get to where she was. And now this comes out and
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
That
like,
makes it seem like, okay, that she didn't do it on her own. It makes it seem like she had to sleep with him for that. Okay,
mm,
she still had to do the job. She still had to do the work, but I don't know. I
mm,
don't know. I don't know.
mm,
This story kind of
mm,
this story bugs me. And I don't feel like enough people care about who Deborah Lee is sleeping with for this to have been in the book. I don't.
right,
I don't.
right. Mm.
And I definitely don't care who Bob Johnson sleeping with. I really don't.
I was never really a fan of Bob Johnson for some
I
reason.
mean, you know, okay,
I
do the
mean,
BET. I love it. I love it. I wish there was a way that we could figure out how to do that or get that back and do that better. But this whole sleeping with who and you're grown folk. I mean, very grown folks when this has happened. Very
yeah,
grown, married, establishing your career folks when this happened.
yeah,
Uh, I
yeah.
don't care. I don't
And
care.
I
Y'all
missed it, and I stopped watching BET years ago because I missed the old BET, like when there was Rap City. They had the teen show with the
Teen
what is it?
Summit.
Yeah, teen. I used to love. Oh God, and you remember the show? I can't remember the name of it, but I think her name was Bev Smith. She had a show on there, and then they had the BET Nightly News. It's just
Yeah.
restructured, and
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I miss the old
We could
BET.
use that, but
Yes.
this part of it,
Mm.
girl,
And what about the
you know,
top 20 countdown? Ooh,
the top 20
with Donnie
countdown.
Simpson's fine self.
Him and those eyes.
What you talking about? Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Hmm. And
Okay.
there was a Caribbean show. Remember?
Yes. There was actually a gospel show as well. Lift Every Voice or something.
Right.
Yeah, I miss the old BT. Now it's just
I do
yeah,
too.
yeah,
That I could use. Bring all of that stuff back.
yeah,
Someone bring all of that stuff back.
yeah. Sherry
But
Carter was cool too.
yeah, she was. She was cool people. Free and AJ, they were really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a lot of you know, iconic people who came out of that movement and that whole era.
Mhm.
And I feel like we've got so much more that we could do, and there's so much that could be done if they could find a way to. I don't know who, I don't know how, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that would be cool. And I especially feel like a show for young people in the spirit of Teen Summit has always been something that I've kind of had an interest in doing many, many times. Hadn't been able to figure out how to do that, but maybe,
Oh, that's
maybe,
a great idea. I think that's something that you should pursue
but
because
maybe.
there are a lot of influences that I see some of the teens going in the wrong directions. I think if you can put something together for the teens, that would be great because
Maybe.
I love Teen Summit. I used to watch it faithfully.
I just like the idea of working with young people and just with
Mhm,
where technology is now, something like
mhm,
that I feel could be created and they could pretty much man a lot of it because all of this stuff that we're doing right now are things that they know how to do. So it really could be done. But
mhm,
as we know, production, these things do cost some money. And
mhm,
we gotta keep that in mind. That's why we don't have a whole lot of black media. That's why you don't see a lot of original black shows. Even for myself personally, there, as you know, locally, there's been shows that I've been a part of, shows that I've created and started, and I mean many years before technology has gotten where it is now. And there were times when I had to pay for those shows. I had to pay for studio and editing times, commercial and promotions, and putting it on the air. So it costs.
right, and you know something that I did not know, like, one of the shows, Rap City that was on with Chris Thomas, I did not
Mhm.
know that some of the guests that was on the show, I didn't know they had to pay to be on that show. I did not know this. I
Well,
learned later in life that some of the guests had to pay to be on the show.
well, listen, you have to find ways of generating income. Think about that. Just like I can't remember what was it, the Black News Network that just kind of came and went so very quickly. Not so recently. I can't remember because it came and left so fast. I can't remember what their call
I must
letters
have missed
were.
that one.
No, I'm serious because
Really?
you're not getting the dollars.
Wow.
Black media is not getting the dollars. And even for me locally, and so if it's for me, I know this is locally everywhere, and we're talking about on national level. So local people, come on. It's really gonna be tough. But you don't have that many people who are going to um, look towards investing in that. They'll be quicker to invest in a different side of production, a different side, if you understand what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
just to be a matter of fact about it, I mean, someone who was going to produce a white show, they're not going to really have a problem doing it. I've seen shows in my community that I know are ripoffs of shows ideas that I have, and I watch them all the
Wow.
time. But
Mm.
see, they will get funding that I wouldn't get, and I will have people who would wanna be on my show from a diverse background, but when it comes to advertising and paying what, uh, needs to be paid in terms of being promoted on the show, they don't wanna do that because they feel like they are giving me specifically something as a Black person, and it's not that. Video production costs money. Producing a television show costs money.
It does.
Advertising, you gotta have it, and that's just not happening. But we don't wanna go all the way there, but we can go there if people are wondering like, "Okay, well, why don't we see a lot of Black shows, or why don't we have some uh, local shows or more local shows, whatever happens to them. Why do they come and they go? Well, they're not getting the dollars. And then when you've got the local television stations who are getting more dollars than an independent, production company, well, they can kind of foot the bill for that because they've got the airtime. They're going to get in certain advertisers for the news station anyway, because that's just a natural thing that local businesses are going to have to do. They have to promote locally. So, what I think would be a good idea, and if local Black and diverse business owners thought about it, I feel like they're living in a time where they should probably advertise with some of the local podcasters like yourself and some of the other people who are generating eyes to their podcasts, because you need that on a local basis. It makes no sense for you to do that nationally. Your
Right.
business is in a particular area, so you know who your particular local influencers are.
Mhm.
Do that. But see, people don't think about that. But I feel like talking about it could put it out there to them. I watch you ever watch Roland Martin?
Yes, I have. I love rolling.
Yeah, a lot of people like Roland and a lot of people don't like Roland. But Roland if you really look at what he's doing with his network and how he's rolling everything out online. What is it? Roland Martin Unfiltered, Black Star TV. I love
Yeah,
what he's doing,
I
and
love it.
Yeah, he's educating people at the same time, and he's being very open and he's being very honest. He's very blunt, you
Very.
know. Yeah, he's very blunt, very unapologetic,
Mhm.
and you kind of got to respect that. So for everybody who might not like his delivery or like what he does, I gotta say, whether you like it or not, on a personal level, you gotta respect it.
Absolutely.
You do, because he's doing a lot. He's broadcasting, our stories and trying to tell our stories, and he's telling you guys, I cannot do this without money. And
Right.
like when I heard him say that, I was like, man, if you only knew.
Right.
Well, he
Right.
does know, but I was just saying to myself, I'm like, brother, tell
Mhm.
the people. Tell the people
Mhm.
that's really why I stopped doing What's Up Carolina TV, because
Mhm.
I am not going to beg people to promote when I know that something was delivered in a very nice, neat, professional, well thought out piece of work. Every
Mhm.
show when it begins can grow. Anything, even podcasts. If you watch podcasters, and as people are listening to us now, when we start out, sometimes it'll be two people listening, it'll be three people listening. Everybody started out like that. Sometimes you're talking to yourself,
Mhm.
but you've got to start somewhere. But allow it to grow. You can see the concept,
Mhm.
grow with people. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. It was just too much work. I'm shooting
Mhm.
this show, I'm booking guests, I'm doing the editing, just like all of this hard work, you
Mhm.
know? And nobody feels like, okay, well, yeah, I want to advertise here. Everybody always want to beat down a price when they weren't being charged any type of Hollywood price. I'm like a very reasonable person. I work with small business owners all the time. Many business owners are my friends. I know lots of entrepreneurs, so I'm always willing to share something with them, give them a piece of advice. But I'm not going to ask or feel like I have to convince someone to promote their business, and then they feel like promoting their business is doing something just for me. It's a
Right.
community thing. It's
Right.
helping all of us. And really the idea of the business, I'm not I like doing it, but to do it costs money. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's one reason, and the main reason why I just kinda stopped that show. I'm like, "You know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not begging anybody to be on the show." Like, well, everybody wants to be on the show. Everywhere I go, people were talking about it, and that's not the only local show that I was a part of and that I've done, but that's just the one that I'm speaking on. I'm like,
Mhm.
"No, not gonna do it anymore." And so I just left it. So anytime anybody asks about it, I don't really have much to say. Um, and I don't do that and feel like defeated in a way.
Mhm.
Technology just came around and said, "Hey, don't even worry about it. Do what you want to do live. Put it out there and deal with some people other places. Do your thing. Get
Right.
paid. Get paid for putting up reels.
Right.
Get paid for your podcast.
Right.
You like production, do it." So
Right.
that's where that comes in, and that's what I like about this particular technology because it allows creators an opportunity to do exactly what we are doing here right now. It allows you to grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, I love this concept. I love it.
Yeah, you know what? See, Tori, we've been
Mhm.
sitting on here. We already been talking an hour, and you done made me break my rule.
I'm sorry.
You done made me break my rule.
Oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay.
I don't even know what we talked about. We said
A, a lot. A
I don't
lot.
even know. I don't even know how we got. I knew it was gonna be dangerous talking to you. I done said a whole lot more stuff than I really. I feel like Debra Lee right now, telling that I done had an affair with Bob Johnson.
Listen, I was told like when people reach out to me to be on the podcast, or if I reach out to people like, I'm afraid to come on your podcast. It's like they say, Tori, you have a gift of bringing things out of people, things that they wouldn't normally say. But it was like it's like you pull stuff out, and I'm like there are people that were on some of my podcasts. People like I didn't intend to say that, but you just it's like you pull. I was like, no, I didn't. I told you before we
Yes, you
went
did.
live. I told you before we went live. Say what you're comfortable with sharing.
Well, I'm pissed off right now. You done made me say stuff that I didn't want to say. I wasn't even gonna tell people. I just let them wonder. But I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it. They talk how
Oh
they
God.
talk, way. But no, like I say, but that is the beauty. It still comes full circle to be
Yeah.
the beauty of what podcasting and video podcasting is. And I
Yes.
love this. That's why anytime that people, and I get a host of people who are always asking me about starting their podcasts. There's been many people that I kind of I give them crash courses on doing theirs. I encourage them. Um, I kind of send them out different equipment lists, and because I'm a gadget person, I probably used a lot of the things, so I can tell you what some of the basics are, and if your budget can allow you to go a little bit more, I could take you there. And if I don't know the answer, which I don't know everything, certainly
Mhm.
I could lead you to someone who's doing it and who's going to show you. And you can find that on YouTube. It's still right there. Everything that you want to know is right there. You know?
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
I don't want to say too much because you went over your time.
Go ahead and say what you want to say, Tori. Go ahead and say it.
I'm not gonna say too much because you went over your time. I know how you're a stickler for time, so we're like 3 minutes over. So let's breathe
No,
out with our breathing exercises. But this has been really fun, and I'm looking forward to doing this on Tuesdays. This has been amazing. I really enjoyed this.
yeah, I did. I enjoyed talking to you. I'm just gonna make sure that I put some notes up, some post-it notes, and say, be be aware that you're talking to Tori on Tuesdays. You might say something that you didn't intend to say. When it's time to breathe out, girl, you might have to breathe out longer. I understand. Well,
Whew. This was fun. This was really fun.
yes, I appreciate you so much. I love you to death. You're just a wonderful person. I know that we're gonna have some good talks on Tuesdays, and I hope some people will come in. This is gonna grow.
Mhm,
We've been talking about doing something for quite a while now,
mhm,
and as this this process grows and as this show grows, we'll implement new ideas, and then we'll have all of these old shows to go back to and say, remember when we did that, girl? Remember when you said that?
Right, right. It was too funny though. Just now, I'm pissed off. Now that's not real talk.
I'm just telling the truth.
Oh my
Cause
goodness,
some,
what was
cause I know I'm a being Piggly Wiggly, and
that?
somebody gonna come up I heard your podcast with Tori. I was wondering what happened to your show. I didn't know. Cause see, we live in a small town.
Absolutely, yeah.
Can't go nowhere.
Right, right. And
So
everybody knows you anyway, so yeah, yeah.
so I already
If they
know.
don't watch and if they don't see it live, they're definitely gonna watch the replay because yeah, everybody loves Tanya, whether you
Yep.
realize it or not. A lot of people speak very highly of you. And like I said, there was actually I need you to go on the post that Shalonda, when you and Sanyetta was talking about the Lila's Court event this past Sunday, which was amazing.
Mhm.
Make sure you go on her post because there was someone that commented on the post and they was like, I was thinking about Tanya's poem all day today. So
Oh,
make sure you
wow.
go, yeah. So make sure you go on her post and say something to that person because I'm telling you, when you speak, the words they resonate with a lot of us. And that poem you did, that was a perfect poem you did Sunday.
Well, thank you.
I love it. You know that, and you know that's one of my favorites, right?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Cause
I
you remember when I did the live, when I did the video, when I got the book, and you remember that was
Mhm.
one of the poems that I read. I probably ain't read it.
Oh,
I didn't read it right,
right,
but
right, right.
that was one
No,
of my
how
favorites. Yeah,
you can't read it wrong. That's the first time that I actually, performed that in public.
yeah, you need to do that more. That's
I
one of
don't
my personal
usually.
favorites. I love that one.
Aw,
That one
okay.
and Black Girls Rock are my top two favorites.
People, yeah, usually I get a lot of requests for that one, and a lot of people kinda, especially when I'm at a woman's event, they usually want to hear that one or kinda influence me to do that one,
Mhm.
and I just didn't wanna do that one for this day. I knew that I wanted to do something different, so, in choosing that particular piece, I was like, "Well, I haven't done this in public, but let's see how it goes."
Yeah, and it went extremely well. I mean, it was
Well,
amazing. But of
thank you,
course,
but
everybody that knows you know that whatever you do, you operate in excellence anyway. So, I mean, you should
come
have known
on,
it was gonna be good. I'm telling you, that's one of the
come
things
on.
that I love about you. You operate in
Stop it,
excellence.
stop
No,
it,
no, no, listen.
stop it.
I believe in giving people their flowers. You operate in excellence. And another thing that I love about you is that you share information. If you're in a position to help someone, you do just that. And I appreciate everything, every piece of advice, everything that you told me as far as equipment, do this. I appreciate it. I'm grateful.
We here for each other.
I'm
That's
grateful.
why we here.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun at that event. No, I hadn't really read any of the comments, believe it or not. I tell people this all the time, and I don't know if they realize how true this really is. As a content creator,
Stay out the
I am
comments.
yeah, stay out of the comments. That's a good idea, but I don't use social media like a person who is just consuming content. Like, I know it appears that I'm online a lot, but I really am not. I really am
Mhm.
not. I really make conscious efforts to be engaged with people who are being engaged with me, who make comments. Like, I have certain time blocks where I will go in and I will target certain comments and posts that I've made and respond to those. But like, I'm not scrolling anywhere else, or I don't really know a whole lot of what's going on, or I go on the pages of people that come across like my timeline within an immediate type of way. But other than that, I'm not on there like that. And a lot of things I kind of I schedule. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that I don't read. Like what you were telling me about, I hadn't seen it. I wouldn't even know where to go. You'll have to tell me offline, and I could probably tell that person thank you. But respect, girl, I don't have time.
But that's smart. The scheduling. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I have
smart.
to. I will schedule myself like about a half hour block, and I can give myself a half hour block a few times. Now, one thing that I do like to do that I just find fun is like on like award shows or something that's very popular that a lot of people are watching, and I know that people are watching and commenting together. I like doing stuff like that just because um if I'm watching it, to me, that's already some downtime for me. So to be online and making comments at the same time is kind of the same thing for me. So it feels like I'm watching it with a group of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
that's just my sense of humor. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to make, I'm not a comedian, but I like to make little jokes. So they might not be really funny, but I just do. I feel like that's a fun way to watch something like a Grammy or an Oscars or whatever it is that, a lot of people are watching at one time if I'm watching it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was pretty
All right.
good.
All right, Tori.
Yeah, because you
You did
did
it
put
again.
okay. Listen, do this before we end. Go through some of the comments that we didn't go through.
Okay.
Some of the
Can
ones
you
that you missed. Let's
Okay.
see. There's one from the Real Omega GT. He said when we were talking about Ciara, he said, yeah, that one. Sierra's going through something. If you ask me, just made a song about being single.
Ooh,
Oh, really?
how you do that and be married at the same time?
Interesting.
Hmm. Hmm.
I got to research that.
Imma have to look.
And Cynthia says that's not a Russell Wilson's outfit. Mm.
Russell Wilson's wife outfit. Hmm.
Oh, Russell Wilson's wife outfit.
Well,
Mm.
yes, it is because she his wife. And you know what too? I wish I had looked up a picture for this too. But remember when she went to an award show one time when she was pregnant and she had on a revealing outfit with him. And it was kind of like what she had on, and you could see the baby bump. It really was,
Are
you
you
know?
serious?
Yeah. Matter of fact, read that comment. Let me see if you know what, Tori, hmm, I ain't
I'm
saying
dead.
nothing else.
I'm dead, huh?
Let me see if I can
Oh,
find this. You got me up
exactly.
here.
Exactly. He says the real Omega. He said exactly. I think on the verge of being single, or she's sending him a message. Overall, to me, she's battling demons quietly. Mm, okay. I don't know about that.
Say that again. What, I'm trying to look up Sierra. Well, let me see what this.
No, I was reading his comment. He says exactly. I think she's on the verge of being single, or she's sending him a message. Overall, to me, she's battling demons quietly. Because
Oh, oh,
he was responding to Cynthia's
oh.
comment where she says that is not a Russell Wilson's wife outfit, and he says exactly. I think on the
Okay.
verge, yeah. So I was like, and then
I found a
Cynthia, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I found a picture, girl. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm gonna
And
bring
then
it up.
Cynthia says, right as a mom, and then when you were talking about the mother, her being a mother, and Cynthia says, right as a mom, I don't want to represent my daughters like that.
Mm-hmm. Child.
And then the real Omega GT says she's in Atlanta. What's the norm? That's the norm for them. But yeah, I agree with you totally. Yeah.
Okay. The real Omega GT. Come on.
I was
I
trying to see his picture.
found I found a picture. Let me add this to the stream. Can you see it?
Yes.
You remember this?
No.
Yeah. And she's pregnant in this one. So I mean, to be honest, this isn't new. This is not
Mm.
new. Not new at all.
Wow.
In fact, hell, she was
Mm.
looking good pregnant.
Yeah, she did.
Zero body. Come on, girl.
Yeah. She looks now, like I said, she looks amazing.
Come on. You better go on and do it.
But the back, she got a I was like, they put the back, she got a thong. I was like, really,
Well, you wouldn't want to wear that with full bloomers.
Sierra?
That's just not the look. You don't want to have on like some of those Hanes that you get in a 3-pack from Walmart. Naturally,
Listen, if I had to wear something like that, I would be the one that would have on bloomers.
you would want to have the thong on. It makes sense.
Oh gosh, this is funny to me. Lord have mercy. But
All
anyway,
right,
Tanya, we gonna breathe out because we
we get ready
15
to.
minutes over your time.
You ready?
Yes, I'm
Thank
ready.
thank you very much for joining me. I
Oh,
had a
you're
whole lot of fun with you. We're going to do it again next Tuesday. Everybody who got an opportunity to listen to us, we'll be here. It's called Talk It Out Tuesdays with Tori, and who knows what we're going to talk about? I don't even know, but I'm gonna try to keep it on the low. All right.
all right.
So here we go, people. I want you to get relaxed. Get relaxed. Feel yourself. Relax your shoulders. Relax those shoulders and loosen up your jaw a bit. Can you do that? Do that. You ready to enjoy the preview? If you had a like one with us, well, cool. That's what we want you to do. All of the conversations are going to be so heavy. We can talk about a little bit of this. We can talk about a little bit of that. We can have a little bit of fun because that's what life is about. You got to be balanced. Life has to have a balance. We talked about a number of things. We talked a little bit about religion. Talked a little bit about corporate type of America. And we approached some of the things that are happening in our culture right now, in front of our faces, in a fun way and in a different way. So now we're going to breathe it out and you guys are going to get back to work. Here's how we're going to do it. You're going to take 4 breaths in and hold it a few seconds. Then we're going to exhale and hold that a few seconds. We'll do that a few times and then we're going to go. Let's do it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold a few seconds. Last time. Inhale. Hold a few seconds. Exhale and let it all out. If you had your eyes closed, smile before you open your eyes. Put a smile on your face. Take your time if you can before you open your eyes. How'd that feel? I hope you feel good. I hope you feel blessed. I certainly do. Hope you'll join us again. I'll be here on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm going to talk a little bit about wellness. All right? Y'all hold it down. Enjoy the rest of your day. Groove out with that. On Cornelius.
Poetry, lifestyle, media, 'cause that's what I do.